Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And I don't know if you have noticed already, but this is not the Cardano chart, this is the Bitcoin chart. So yes, I have fooled you again. This is not a Cardano video, this is a Bitcoin video. Of course, I'm just kidding. I'm going to talk about Cardano as well. But in this video, I actually want to talk about Bitcoin first because Bitcoin is doing something extremely important right now, and what Bitcoin will do in the next couple of months is going to be very important, because I think once Bitcoin gets a move like this, that will be the perfect time to start the altcoin season. I will explain why soon, but first let's talk about what's happening on the weekly chart. As you can see, we actually found support on the weekly RSI exactly where we found support before, and we found support right here when Bitcoin was at about $50,000. Right now we are bouncing again, and we even found support here, by the way, and here we were at about, let's see, $25,000. So $25,000, $50,000, $75,000. Now this makes me wonder what could be next. Well, obviously $100,000, but I think Bitcoin will go way higher than that. So if we do continue this bounce right now, we should get, a big move to the upside next week. I think the next weekly wick will be very good. Now if it's not good, then yes, we still have the chance to get another low right here. However, if we do get a bounce right now and we get, let's say, above the bull market support band next week, I think Bitcoin still has the chance to get to about $140,000 by the end of May. I know that sounds insane, but like I said in my previous couple of videos, from where we are at right now, let's say we're at about $84,000, that would be an about, let's see, 67% move to the upside. Is that unrealistic? I don't think it is, when you consider the fact that here, just about a couple of months ago, we went up like 83% in a matter of 2 months, so it's obviously not impossible. Now let's continue with this right here. After we got to the RSI levels that we got to right now, as you can see, Bitcoin had a big move to the upside, and let's see how much it went up in the first 2 months. It went up about 52%. Now of course you could continue and you could say that it went up even more than that, but this move took like 6 months, but even then it went up 200% in 6 months after getting to these RSI levels right here. And look at what happened during that time. We had a cross on the bull market support band, and we were below the bull market support band and below the 200-day moving average the entire time, just like we were right here, by the way, and just like we are right now. So I think this is a big fake out, and the low could already be in, meaning that if we do get a move to $140,000 to maybe even $150,000 by the end of May, that would be the perfect time for Ethereum to also get a big move to the upside and to hit new all-time highs. Now I don't know if we will hit new all-time highs by May, but I think Ethereum will still finish the fifth wave right here. As you can see, we are seeing a reaction to the 0.618 support level, and the low could be in, because you have to keep in mind this is the golden ratio level, and I know I said a couple of videos ago that it's still possible to get to the 0.786 support level, to get to the oversold territory on the weekly chart as well, but we do not really have to do that. Even if we do that, by the way, that would actually be bullish, because if we got to the oversold territory on the weekly, the last time we got to the oversold territory on the weekly chart on the Ethereum chart was down here when Ethereum was at like $800, and this was exactly the bear market low. So we kind of need to see this, or we need Ethereum to finally go up again. So I think we are finally preparing for a big wave move to the upside, and I don't think many people are prepared for this right now. Everybody's fearful and everybody's thinking that we are in a bear market, but I think you have fallen for the trap. I think Bitcoin is just doing what it always did. We always found support right here, and each time we went up, and like I said, here we were at $25,000, here we were at $50,000, and here we were at $75,000. So I think it's likely that we get another pump like this again, and this leads me to believe that we could get a pump to about $150,000, and then when we drop during the summer, we drop to $100,000, and we do something like we did right here, or right here, or right here, like I said, 25k, 50k, 75k. So for the next drop, it would make sense to drop to like $100,000, and from $140,000, I mean, let's say that's a about 40% drop. I mean, I think I put this wrong. From 140,000 right here, it's a 31% drop, and I think this summer drop will still happen because it happened every single cycle yet. So I don't don't think this cycle is going to be an exception. I think Bitcoin will still get a huge wave move to the upside, and I think this move will still happen by the end of May, and whenever it starts, I think Ethereum will finally start outperforming Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance will finally start breaking down. As you can see, it's already showing some weakness, even though it does not look like it. We are still at 60% and we are going sideways, and this is actually extremely good because in the previous cycle, when we were going sideways in January and in February and in March, after we went sideways for so long, we had this huge move to the downside on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and this is when the altcoin season happened, and what you know, this took about 2 months. So is that a coincidence? Well, I don't know, but if you go on the Cardano chart, we still have a big possibility to start the third wave right here extremely soon. Now, of course, we have already started the third wave, we already have the first 1-2 set up, but right now, what we need to do is get a third wave, and if you look at the monthly chart on the Cardano chart, you will see that we actually reacted to the moving average on the RSI, and we did the exact same thing right here in the previous cycle. And like I said, the structure that we're in right now, this uptrend, and you know what we are doing, pretty much this 1-2-1-2 setup is very similar to what we had in the previous cycle. We had a 1-2-1-2 setup, we were in an uptrend, and look at this, after we tested the moving average and after we stayed above it, we got a bounce, and this was the entire third wave of the third wave pretty much. And what you know, it happened after we got back above the bull market support band, after getting a cross on the bull market support band. By the way, as you can see here, we also had a cross on the bull market support band. We had this low, and let me go on the daily chart, I guess, for this. Let's zoom out, and if you look at this right here, we were below the bull market support band just like we are right now. However, we were in an uptrend, and yes, we did drop below the 200-day moving average multiple times, but we never stayed below it. And if you look at what's happening right now, it's the exact same thing again. We are currently above the 200-day moving average, or at least I think we are, and we are obviously, you know, getting bounces off of it. We got back above it after getting below it down here, and now up here. So I think we're about to have another cross on the bull market support band. Of course, this cross will only happen if Cardano actually gets a big wave move to the upside like it did in the previous cycle right here. As you can see, to get the cross faster, we kind of needed Cardano to get back above the bull market support band, and as you can see, I mean, we actually stayed below the bull market support band for a couple of months. Let's see actually how much it took to get back above the bull market support band. So we dropped here and we got back above it here. We stayed below it for about 76 days, and right now we have been below it for pretty much the exact same time period, I think, at least. So we got below it here and we have been below it. No, we have been below it for about 46 days, which could mean that we might stay below it for a bit longer, maybe for another 2 weeks or so, and then we get that big bounce, and then Bitcoin dominance finally starts breaking down, and then we start going up again. Keep in mind, even if we do get that bounce, that does not mean that we will have to start the third wave of the third wave, because you have to keep in mind that we'll only complete the fifth wave of this 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, and if we complete that fifth wave, that will also complete the first wave of the third wave of the third wave, which means that the second thing to do after that is the ABC down, and then we can go up. And if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, it's the exact same thing. Yes, here we did get a big wave move to the upside, which put us back above the bull market support band, and which gave us another cross on the bull market support band. However, even here we had some kind of ABC to the downside. Maybe you could call this the second wave move down, but yes, we tested the bull market support band again after getting back above it, and we had a correction after that, and this actually took some time. I don't think this is going to take as long this time. I think we are getting this moved right here, and then we'll get a quick ABC down, and then we start the third wave of the third wave. And I think this is about to happen again, and not many people are ready for this, because, you know, to them Cardano is dead just because it's not at the previous all-time highs, at least not right now, but I think it will be at all-time highs very soon. Now again, that's not financial advice, but the market really looks like it's gonna start turning around very soon. And if you don't know what my predictions are for the third wave right here, I think Cardano has a chance to get above the previous all-time highs by the end of May of 2025, so in like 2 months. And I did already tell you why I think that's possible. So if Bitcoin gets to like $140,000, I think it's actually possible that Cardano also gets to these highs, because if Bitcoin goes up and Ethereum starts outperforming outperforming it, which by the way, I don't know if it will happen, but in the previous 2 cycles, Ethereum pretty much started outperforming Bitcoin in the post-halving year, and it pretty much started at the end of February or at the end of March, and right now we are pretty much approaching the end of March. So I think Ethereum has a big chance to finally start outperforming Bitcoin, and when that starts, of course, that will start the altcoin season. Everything will start going up faster, and I think Cardano will be no exception. I think it's about to get a very big move to the upside. And why am I thinking that? Well, because we reacted to the support level multiple times, and Cardano is actually one of the only altcoins right now to be near the bull market support band, and I cannot stress this enough, but this is actually extremely bullish, because if we get like a 30% move to the upside, we would already be above the bull market support band. And if you look at some other altcoins, for example ICP, to get back above the bull market support band right now, it would have to get a 70% move to the upside. Now let's look at some other altcoins, for example Solana. If you want to get back above the bull market support band from where we're at right now, we need to go up like 60%. So obviously Cardano is doing a lot better than the other altcoins. Now don't forget, I'm still expecting another low if we do not hold above the trend line right here, and if we do not hold above the 200-day moving average. However, if we do hold this, then I think the low is already in, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I'm actually very excited for this, and I'm actually starting to turn bullish again, because yes, we could get another low, but maybe we will not. Maybe Bitcoin is finally ready to get that huge move to the upside that people have been waiting for. And if you look at what Bitcoin is doing right now, it's trying to get back above the 200-day moving average. It got rejected by it multiple times, but it never really got rejected like, this was not really a true rejection. We never really went down after getting below the 200-day moving average, and we keep testing it. We are still in an uptrend, and as you can see, we reacted to the trend line right here a couple of times, so I think we could get a break back above the 200-day moving average, and if we do, and if we stay above it, the next target would be $95,000 to get back above the bull market support band, and that could be enough to finally trigger that big wave move to the upside that everyone has been waiting for on the Bitcoin chart for quite some time. So I don't think this is a left translated peak. I still think that Bitcoin is doing very good right now, and I think it's only a matter of time until we get the 5th wave of the 3rd wave, and when this happens, everybody will of course be caught by surprise, because everybody is bearish right now. But you have to remember, when everybody is fearful, you should be greedy, and when everybody is greedy, you should be fearful. And right now, like I said, everybody's fearful, so I think this is the best time to actually, look at the chart and maybe say that, yeah, maybe the low is already in, because people are already too fearful. So yes, they might get, a bit more fearful, and we could get another low, but I don't think we are about to drop to the 0.618, but you never know. We'll see what happens. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like I said, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.